Alright, welcome to today's training all around finding your niche and really defining how you want to talk to those people and which these people eventually are. So, first of all, the importance of a niche and knowing where you exactly want to post that's your specific content. And we often compare ourselves with bigger creators, people over 100k, and most of these people aren't on the same strategy as we are as small creators because they already have that audience and now they can broaden up because they already have that specific audience and now they can start to broaden out that audience in order to gain even more followers. But we as small creators, we really need to focus on one single thing, on one single target audience in order to grow in that specific audience, to be known in that specific audience, and then later on broaden up. But if you're under 50k, you need to focus, or at least under 25k, you need to focus on one single specific audience. And if you're not doing that, people will eventually be gonna be confused. If one day you post about dogs and the other day you post about cars, you will have two different audiences. And I've seen a lot of these things happening and people wondering why they're not growing, and that's exactly the reason. So I want to dive deeper into how exactly to find that niche. So that's why I have a little chart that I want to put up for you guys that really helped me when starting to eventually find that perfect niche. So let me pull that open for you real quick. So that's what you see here. So we have those three bigger circles, and these consist of experience, which is basically all your knowledge. So all the things you know. If you have a degree in marketing, you have skills in marketing, that's your experience. That's the things you know, and that's the things eventually you're gonna be teaching. Or if you were a good entertainer, that's also a skill, that's also an experience, and that's also something you wanna do. And for other people, entertainment, you can also teach entertainment obviously, but in the most part you want to entertain people if you have good skills in comedy. Then we have the second one, which is interest. That's all the things we're curious about, so all the things, all our interests that we have that tied into our experiences. And compare different to experiences are interests that's something we're just generally curious about and not specifically something we already know. That's something we can develop later, and that gives us a topic, the mixture of experience and interest. And then we have the third one. That's, in my opinion, one of the most important ones, because a lot of times a big mistake I see people make is they're not focusing on their audience enough. I used to do that when I started, and that really hurt my account a lot because I was posting things that I thought, okay, this may be helpful, this was helpful to me, which is generally a good thing if there's an audience for that. But a lot of people have really so specific things that they aren't really fitted for TikTok, and TikTok can't really find an audience for that, so they have to kind of push it out to random people, which will eventually lean that those people will not be interested in that topic, and they will not watch it, it will not get watch time, and it will not get pushed out to more people in the For You page. So make sure you figure out what your audience specifically needs. And the best way to do that is when you're starting to get some, first things first, post about one specific topic. As I said earlier, niche down really deep and post about a specific topic, and then just engage with those people, get into the DMs with those people on TikTok specifically, and then you will find out eventually what exactly they need, what questions they have. And once you get that ball rolling, you will also get questions in the comments, and that's where you will start answering those questions in the comments. And that's when your content will really get rolling, because you're actually answering questions that are really needed. So let me pull up another site here, which is really practical for researching questions in your specific niche. And that's a website I use a lot in the past, and I'll just show around and just show you what it's like. Let me switch my screen here. So perfect. So it's called answerthepublic.com, and what you can do is type in a topic. And what I'll do now is I'll just type in TikTok, and I click on search. You know what? Let me go back again. So you have here different regions you can choose. So United Kingdom, United States, Australia, or if you really want to go into more specific countries, you can do that as well. I mean, you have, but let's stick with United Kingdom because that's obviously the language as well, which is really interesting. Not as much languages as regions, but that's fine. And what it will do now is it will pull up a huge, I mean, you see that these are all questions. You can obviously change the visualization, which can be data as well. So what you see here is all around are, who, why, can, which, will, when, how, where, what. These are all questions that this audience is specifically asking, which can be, okay, where TikTok is banned. So we know that TikTok is banned in India, for example. That's something you can either you research it, or if you already know it, you can answer it on top of your head. How TikTok pays? That's also a question I probably need to answer in my future videos. But there are, like you see, and these dots here represent how often these questions or how demanding these questions are. So the darker the color, the more asked the question is. And then you have some prepositions, which is TikTok to MP4 converter. TikTok to MP4, actually the same question. TikTok for business, or TikTok without watermark, TikTok without an account, TikTok without app. These are all questions, things that people are asking or generally curious about, and that's what you want to ask. And I mean, they're literally, I mean, you have no excuse. You have 80 questions. Some of these questions are the same, but let's say 60 of them are different. You have 60 content ideas, and that's a lot. And if you go down, you have 56 here again. Then you have comparison. Okay, TikTok versus YouTube, TikTok versus Instagram, TikTok versus Swine, TikTok versus Reels, TikTok versus Google, which is kind of weird comparison, but not all of these questions actually make sense. But all of these questions are relevant and are asked, so you need to answer them. So TikTok or TikTok or Reels, TikTok or Facebook, all these things, and then TikTok in 207 alphabeticals. And that's only one single keyword. Then you can go in more specifically into TikTok, because TikTok is a wide term, and like I said in the beginning, you want to really niche down. And if you really want to niche down, I mean, let's go back and go even niche down. So like TikTok Lightning. So okay, like you see here, you have a maximum number of actually free searches you have a day. That's pretty unfortunate. It's pretty unfortunate. Anyways, if Answer the Public doesn't want me to show that, yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. But anyways, really important is that you niche down and search and do a really proper research. That's not the only website there is, but that's the number one website I would recommend if you really want to start and go deep into that research. And take actually a textbook. I have one here. Take a textbook and just open it, obviously, and then you take a pen and you write everything down, and then you have a huge list of things you can actually take and create content around. And that's where you will get content ideas. And these are not only content ideas, but these are content ideas that are specifically suited for your audience, and that will eventually help you to grow in more, because the audience is asking for that, and that's what we want. So that's all around the niche part. And yeah, the number one tip I can give on that afterwards is just test. see what the market gives you back. And the market is eventually your TikTok audience. So go through your TikToks and see, okay, that video performed better, that video performed worse. Why is that? What's the reason why this video performed worse than this other video? And really go into deep, and it's all about researching, looking for the topic, looking for, okay, what hooks did I use in that video that were performing good? What hooks was I using in the video that wasn't performing good? What are the video lengths? What are the hashtags I use? Hashtags are not that relevant on TikTok, but you can go through that as well. What keywords did I use in my descriptions? All right, did I use text bubbles on my screen? And that's eventually how you will grow with testing, and most importantly, with giving specific advice to what your audience really needs. So I hope that helps in a kind of bit to redefine all around your TikTok and how you can start the best. That's the kickstart of TikTok, and then test, go back, reiterate, test. And I hope that helps to actually start your TikTok and eventually grow